Hello and welcome to day 16 of our 30-day yoga therapy challenge. Today we are going to be exploring some full body movements. So we're going to begin by coming into standing. So let's find our mountain pose. Feet hip distance apart. Feeling the full surface of the feet on the floor. So you can think of the 3 points as the center of the heels, base of the big toes and base of the baby toes. And just take a moment to check in, noticing how you're feeling, maybe taking some small movements, noticing where there might be some tightness or tension. Notice how the body wants to move or doesn't want to move. Right? Whatever way, just notice. All right, let's come back in stillness, 3 points of the feet. And we're going to start by reaching and twisting up to the right. So my left arm is reaching up, my torso is rotating, I can feel my abdomen twisting, looking up towards your left hand. And then reaching behind you and looking up towards your left hand as you twist behind you. And then right arm reaching up and across. And then right arm reaching back and across. So you're feeling your body twist. Let's try the left arm again. Reaching up and across, and reaching back. Other side, reaching up and across, and reaching arm back. So you're noticing, where are you feeling strain, where are you feeling pull, where is there tension, where is there ease of movement. And let's bring that into sitting now. Feel your feet against the floor. Let's start with the left arm, reaching up and across, torso rotating, and reaching back and rotating. And let your eyes follow your hand. Other side. And each side again, left arm reaching over and across, and then back. Right arm, and back. So notice what it felt like in sitting. Now, we're going to come down to kneeling. If it doesn't feel good to be on your knees, you can bring something under your knees for extra support, or skip the kneeling and just do standing again or sitting again. So from kneeling, what is the experience of twisting forward and twisting back? Maybe getting a sense of where you use these movements in your day-to-day. We need to train our body to move in many different ways so we don't lose that movement, right? I can't remember, do we do both sides twice or 3 times? Let's do one more. I definitely noticed more in my knees when I was doing it this way, which is neither good or bad. It's just something that I'm going to notice and pay attention to, because that's where my attention went. And then if it's available to you, coming into a low lunge, so you're on your back knee and one foot is forward. I've got my right knee forward. Again, you can do it in standing or in sitting if this doesn't work for you. So right knee forward, let's start with the left arm, reaching across, maybe getting a sense of from your hip all the way up to your shoulder, a stretch, maybe there's some effort on the other side of your waist. And then smooth across and then back. So now we're rotating away from the front leg. And then the right arm. What is the experience like in doing a lunge? Is there a sense of steadiness or ease, or you really unbalanced? Do you feel like you're going to fall over? Let's try the other leg. Let's take a moment to settle, foot grounded. Let's start with the right arm this time. So this time I'm a little bit less concerned about compensating and a little bit more focused just on the movement itself. So try each side again. And then let's come to standing. And just check in and notice how you feel. Notice what you're experiencing. Notice how your feet connect with the ground. Check in with your breath. Are there other positions that you're curious about doing that twisting motion in? And maybe trying that out and see what you notice. I'm going to let you do that after. We're going to move on to doing a forward fold variation. So, I mean, you can do this with your hands behind your head, or you can do this with your arms down. I'm curious about having my hands behind my head, just bringing the arms into it so it's full body. And then start to drop your head down, rounding the back of the neck. And start to round through the upper back, thinking of the vertebrae of your spine moving towards the back. Breastbone soft, tongue soft. Keep rounding down mid-back, low back. Let the knees bend as you come forward. And then once you get to the pelvis, the end of your spine, let your pelvis tilt over the head of the leg bones, bending the knees as much as you need to. And then maybe letting the arms come down to hang. And then notice your feet. Can you find an equal balance between the heels, the base of the big toe, base of the baby toe, evenly spreading the feet over the floor? If you need to, maybe shifting your weight forward and back to find that balance. Breathing in and out through the nose. It might feel good to take a full breath in through the nose and exhale out the mouth if you're feeling pressure in your head. Maybe letting the knees bend a little bit deeper. And then we're going to explore moving through the leg and the hip. So we're going to start to straighten that right leg. Maybe it doesn't come all the way straight, that's fine. And then let it come back to bend. And then the left knee starts to straighten and then back towards bending. So we're straightening one leg and then the other. And maybe it's just a little bit towards straight. It doesn't have to come all the way straight. I don't think mine does. Feel blood pull through the back of the legs. So just be gentle. It's kind of like you're walking in place, letting your arms hang. I like to hold on. My hands just gravitate towards my heels, so that's why they're there. But they don't need to be. Let's do a few more. Still walking in place, but the feet are grounded. One leg and then the other. Couple more. And then come back into stillness. We're going to let the arms keep hanging, but starting at your pelvis, start to draw your tailbone down, starting to bring the pelvis back to neutral, and then rounding up to the low back. Let your arms hang, let them dangle. Mid back, breathing softly. Upper back, neck, and then the head comes up last. And then just check in and notice what you're experiencing at this moment. Maybe there's been a shift in energy or a change in balance. I'm noticing for myself that my feet want to roll in, and almost like my legs are rolling in as well, which is kind of interesting. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. We often think we don't want to roll into the inside of our feet, but for me, I think something has released, and so it's just changing how my legs are orienting. Kind of cool, kind of interesting. So I might follow up with some other movement to see if I can find my way back into more balanced legs and feet. And let's try another variation on a twist. So I'm going to use a chair. So use a chair as well, or you can use like a bench, but if you have a chair handy, that's okay. A block would be okay, but it might be a little bit low. But if you find a chair too high, a block might work. So you're going to stand facing your chair, mountain pose. Then let's start by shifting the weight into the right leg, so you can sense from your hip down through the bones of your legs into your feet. And then imagine that you have a string attached to the middle of your thigh, like a marionette, like a puppet string. And you're going to pull that string to lift the thigh. And then you're going to place your foot on your chair. So my chair is a little bit high, ideally. The thigh is going to be parallel to the floor. And we'll just pause here for a moment. Now we're going to pay attention to compensation patterns here. So ideally we keep our pelvis and our legs neutral, so the position that they're in to start. And then we connect to the rib cage to rotate the ribs towards that leg that's lifted. So I have my left leg up, and I want to rotate the rib cage without the legs moving. So we're working on the relationship between our pelvis and our ribs. We want the oblique muscles to engage, to take us into that rotation. So we're not creating it through our hips, we're not creating the twist through our legs or through our shoulders, we're letting it come through our abdomen. So maybe you start with the palms together and you rotate the ribs. So you can try that a few times, or you can bring the arms up into cactus arms and explore rotating to the left. So we're still going to the same side each time. And then maybe when you find that place where you can rotate with ease, you're not pushing through resistance and the legs aren't moving, pause, hold that twist, and then bring the right arm across so your hand comes to the outside of the knee or to the leg, and then that top arm, that left arm, can extend behind you. And we hold here and breathe. If you struggle with balance, you could set yourself up beside a wall. So for example, I've got the wall here. So I'm going to set up in the same way. Going into my rotation, and then my hand can rest on the wall for support. So I've just got my left hand on the wall. Let's take a couple more breaths. And then we're going to release the arms. Pay attention, ribs rotate back to neutral. Find that marionette string to lift the thigh, and then slowly bringing it down with control and coordination, coming back to your mountain pose, and notice what you notice. From mountain pose, we'll set up for the other side, shifting the weight into the left leg, finding that marionette string to lift the right leg up. So the movement's happening at the hip. Thigh bone lifts. Hopefully hips not hiking too much. And if it is, just notice. Placing the foot on the surface of the chair and pause. And now when you're ready, exploring your twist to the right. So if the hips draw back, if there's something going on with the leg, just come back and reset. And go a little bit smaller. Pelvis still, but the ribs rotate. I like to sometimes bring my fingers onto my hip points and stretch my thumbs up to my ribs so I can feel that connection. And then there's that space in between the muscles that we want to have engaging. And so we can't always think our way to feeling. We just have to feel it. So if we go slow and small enough, we can start to sense those muscles engaging, drawing us into the rotation. Hips quiet, maybe from cactus arms. And when you find your twist, you can bring the left arm across and the right arm behind. So from a complexity perspective, as opposed to doing, say, a seated twist or a supine twist where you're lying down, we've now got the legs in two different positions. We've got the arms doing something. We've got the torso and spine doing something. So the whole body is now involved. It requires balance. There's an element of strength, coordination, control, breath, stability. Our whole body's working together to improve function, form, ease, strength, all that good stuff. And then as you come back, feel the work through the abdomen, through the ribs. Nice. And we're going to lift from the thigh and bring the leg back down. And then stand in your mountain pose and notice what your experience is like. And there it is. That was it for me. That sinking feeling through my inner legs and my inner feet have gone. It's much more now, much more balanced. That was really cool. Love it when that happens and when I can catch those things. All right. I want to end off with some alternate nostril breathing. We're at the 16-minute mark, so if that's enough for you today, you can carry on with your day. And if you want to stick around for a breathing exercise, find a comfortable seat. You can sit on the floor, or you can sit on your chair. If you're on your chair, let your feet come down flat on the floor, just so we have that place of grounding and connection. And sense your sitting bones on the surface of whatever you're sitting on. And we're going to keep alternate nostril breathing super simple. We'll use our thumb to block the right nostril, and you can use your ring finger to block the left, or you can use opposite fingers. It doesn't really matter. Thumb and index finger doesn't matter for our purposes for today. So I just settle in, breathing softly first in and out through each nose. And I'm going to go at the pace that I go at. And if you are familiar with alternate nostril breathing and you need to go a little bit quicker or a little bit slower, you can do it on your own. So we're going to start by blocking the right nostril and inhale through the left. Then block the left nostril and exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Block right. And exhale left. And now release your hands down, breathing through both nostrils. So that was one round. If one or both nostrils are really blocked, it might be challenging, or if you're sick right now, this might not be appropriate for you. And so in which case, you could just see what it feels like to take a few breaths in and out through one side. And after a little bit, switch sides and do a few breaths in and out through the other side. And if you're okay, let's continue on. We'll do a few more rounds together. Blocking the right, inhale through the left. Block left, exhale right. Inhale right. Block right, exhale left. Inhale left. Block left, exhale right. Inhale right. Block right, exhale left. Inhale left. Block left, exhale right. Inhale right. Block right, exhale left. Inhale left. Block left, exhale right. Inhale. Block right, exhale left. Inhale. Block left, exhale right. Inhale. Block, exhale left. Inhale. Block, exhale right. Inhale. Block, exhale left. Last round, inhale left. Block left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Block right. Exhale left. Release the hands down. Breathing through both nostrils. Noticing what you're feeling or what you're sensing. Maybe your energy is shifted down. If it's ramped up and you're feeling a little bit more anxious, that might not be the best breathing practice for you right now. And you can let me know and we can come up with something else for you. All right, that is our practice for today. If you have any questions, ahas, or comments, I'd love to hear from you. I really want to know how the practice is going for you. Otherwise, have a great rest of your day, and I look forward to joining you tomorrow. Bye for now.